Okay, you are now under the sound of Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, Mikael, Yehudi, Israel. Today I'm going to show you people how to overcome the state courts, which are actually federal courts, but they need you to sign your rights away to turn it into a state court ran by a state government who's supposed to be under the Constitution. Okay, we are going to start off with a few laws. 28 USC 1602 through 1611 is Foreign Sovereign Immunity Act, allows the jurisdiction of a court to be challenged and a demand of proper jurisdiction to be stated. December 26, 1933, 49 Statute 3097 Treaty Series 881. Convention on Rights and Duties of States stated Congress replaced statutes with international law, placing all states under international law. So that's one key thing. All the statutes across America, they are under international law. And the international law that they are under are the UCC codes. December 9th, 1945, International Organization Immunities Act relinquished every public office of the United States to the United Nations. So whoever is operating in America in a public office, they are bound by the United Nations. 22 CFR 92.12 through 92.31 FR heading Foreign Relationships states that an oath is required to take office. So you have to take an oath just to get into public office. I don't care if you're a district attorney, a police officer, a judge, a clerk, prosecuting attorney, any public office you in, you must take an oath to obtain this office. Title 8 USC 1481 stated once an oath of office is taken, citizenship is relinquished. So once they take this oath, which is going to be to the United Nations, they're not even an American citizen anymore. Thus, you become a foreign entity, agency, or state. That means every public office is a foreign state, including all political subdivisions. Every single court is considered a separate foreign entity. So we're actually being brought into courtrooms and tried by foreigners. Let's see what the USC codes have to say about this. Title 28 USC 3002 Section 15A states that the United States is a federal corporation and not a government, including the Judiciary Procedure section. So we are not under state government rule. We are a federal corporation, and a federal corporation abides by the Constitution. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure states that the court jurisdiction and immunity fall under a foreign state. So when you're brought into a courtroom, you are automatically in a foreigner's courtroom. And they're not supposed to bring you into the courtroom unless they go through the following procedures we are about to cover in a few seconds. And if they haven't went over these following procedures, you can always go back. I don't care if it's 5-10 years ago, and challenge that jurisdiction and get that case overturned. The 11th Amendment states the judicial powers of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state. You know what I mean? Like foreign state who took an oath to the United Nations, or by citizens or subjects of a foreign state. A foreign entity, agency, or state cannot bring any suit against a United States citizen without abiding the following procedure. So this is what they have to do to bring you to court for tickets, child support. I don't care what it is. This is public office. Title 22 CFR 93.1 through 93.2 states that the Department of State has to be notified of any suit, and in turn has to notify the United States citizen of said suit. So if you getting took to court and you haven't been notified by the Department of State, it's a fraud. They're foreigners, and you're giving them the jurisdiction by showing up, because you just can't appear in these courtrooms. These people are word wizards. That's how they get the jurisdiction over you. Title 28 USC 1330 states that the United States District Court has to grant permission for the suit to be pursued once the court has been supplied sufficient proof that the United States citizen is actually a corporate entity. So not only do they have to contact the Department of the State, They also must go to the district court, which is the federal court, and they have to go in there and prove that you are a corporate entity, like Walmart, Kmart, and then the federal court has to give them jurisdiction. So if you haven't received any paperwork from the federal court, or you haven't been contacted by the Department of State, everything you just went through jail, court, and all this getting locked up and fines, it's a fraud, people. I'm reading the United States Constitution, of which they took an oath to uphold. Title 28 U.S.C. 1608, I have absolute immunity as a corporation. No, you ain't gonna place me as no corporation. I go in your courtroom, I'm challenging the jurisdiction, because you ain't got no jurisdiction over me. That's why when you go to jail, before you go to court, they get you to sign a waiver form, but they never tell you what you're waiving. See, if you don't sign that waiver form, they got approximately 3 days to release you, or it's called kidnapping. When you sign the waiver form, what they don't tell you is you just waived your right to be tried under the Constitution. This is where it gets tricky. So when you sign the waiver form, you're not under the 28 amendments that was designed by the sovereigns of this nation. Now you go up under the statutes, ordinances, and codes, which is 60 million. You facing 60 million statutes, ordinances, and codes. And believe me, they're going to find something for you to get that money. July 27, 1868, 15 Statutes at Law, Chapter 249, Section 1, Acts concerning American citizens in a foreign state. Expiration is what is broken when jurisdiction is demanded and is not met with an answer. All you got to do is challenge the jurisdiction. Can't nobody answer you because they're not. They already know. If you challenge this jurisdiction in this courtroom, the case is closed. They don't have the jurisdiction, and they're not going to go contact the Department of the State or go to the district court to prove that you're a corporate entity, because they're going to be wasting their time and their money, and they know that they're not going to be able to prove it. Under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12b-6, the prosecution has failed to provide adequate proof that the parties involved in this situation are actually corporate entities. I have provided ample proof that the prosecution and other agents are actually corporations, because they're the corporations. That's why they always try to get you to get a lawyer. And if you don't get a lawyer or attorney, they will even provide one for you. Now check this interesting fact out. 1950, the 81st Congress investigated the Lawyers Guild and determined that the Bar Association is founded and ran by communists under definition. Thus, any elected official that is a member of the bar will only be loyal to the bar and not the people, violating the constitutional rights. The Constitution said we the people, but when they bring these lawyers and attorneys in that's under the bar, they're not loyal to you. They loyal to the bar. That's why every time you go to court, they never seek to beat anything. They always seek to plea out or make you pay some kind of fine or something, because they're not loyal to you. They don't care about you. They care about the Bar Association. Now we're going to go through the Supremacy Clause, Article 6, Clause 2. All debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution as under the Confederation. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. The senators and representatives before mentioned and the members of the several state legislatures and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution. But no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Civil means contract in Latin. The Uniform Commercial Code encompasses contract law, and it's an international treaty, and the treaty has not been broken. The U.S. Constitution encompasses the UCC. So what we are dealing with is court systems that's pulling people in. They don't have the jurisdiction. You give them the jurisdiction. That's why a lot of your courtrooms is called general sessions and stuff like this, because general by definition is a total submission to the jurisdiction just by you showing up. That's why before you go to court, you have to put in a special appearance paper and let them know that you're not going under their jurisdiction, because if you just show up, you're automatically under their jurisdiction. These people are word wizards. And if you ever go to court and you get you an attorney or a lawyer, you're automatically under their jurisdiction, because the lawyers is part of the Bar Association, which is ran by communists. We need to start standing up and getting these lawyers locked up in court, because they're not loyal to the people, they're loyal to the bar. And the bar is ran by communists. These people are practicing communism, people. That's why we can never win in a state court. Learn what I learned how to do. This is what I do now. I don't go to their court systems no more. This is what I do now. It's called, let me see if I can get that up there close. Notice of removal due to the diversity in the United States District Court for the Western District of Tennessee. See, I have removed my case to district court because I'm not a corporate entity, and you're not going to get that by me. You know, that's why I changed my name. My name was Michael Ray Cobbs, but now my name is Mikael Yehuda Yisrael, and that's what's on my certificate of live birth right now. We need to learn the truth, and the truth will set you free. It'll set you free from all this deception and all these lies. And once you stand up in oath in a courtroom, when you go to court and they ask you how you would like to plead, you stand up and say, I would like to state for the record that I am a living, flesh and breathing human being, and I do not recognize this jurisdiction, neither am I interested in waiving any of my common law rights protected by the Constitution. So, people, this is just a quick, short, brief lesson in law from your brother, Yahweh ben Yahweh ben Yahweh, Mikael Yehuda Israel. So, if you got any questions, I'm posting this on the Facebook. I love all y'all who love the truth, and I love those that's seeking the truth, and I love those that's not in the truth but are coming to the truth. Shalom Aleichem. Praise Yahweh ben Yahweh ben Yahweh. Shalom.